Nobody showed up to my graduation. 3 days later, my mom texted asking for $2,200. I sent her $1 instead, and that's when she called the cops on me. Welcome to today's story, revenge story. Before we dive in, do well to subscribe. I adjusted my cap for the third time, scanning the auditorium entrance. Mom said they'd be late. Traffic, her text read. That was 2 hours ago. Around me, families swarmed like confetti. Cameras flashing, tears flowing, flowers being thrust into trembling hands. A girl 3 seats down had 7 people holding a banner with her face on it. 7. I had an empty row. Angela Reed. My name echoed through the speakers. I stood, legs mechanical, and walked across that stage like I was attending my own funeral. The diploma felt like a consolation prize. Congratulations on surviving us, it seemed to say. No applause from my section, because there was no section. I took a selfie with my diploma in the parking lot, posted it with a caption I'd pre-written days ago. We made it. The comments rolled in from acquaintances I'd smiled at in hallways but never really knew. So proud. You did it. Where's the fam? I deleted that last one. That night I sat in my studio apartment, the one I rented with student loans because living at home meant funding Brittany's lifestyle, and ate boxed mac and cheese. My phone stayed silent. No sorry we missed it. No let's celebrate later. Just nothing. I opened our family group chat. Mom had posted 3 hours ago. A photo carousel of Brittany trying on dresses for her sweet 16. 12 pictures. Captions like, my baby's growing up, and can't believe she's almost 16. I had graduated college that morning. The message I'd sent, graduated today. With a photo, sat unread beneath her dress montage. I stared at that phone screen until my eyes blurred. And somewhere between the second and third box of wine I didn't drink, something inside me just stopped hoping. They weren't coming. They never were. I'd spent 22 years auditioning for a role I'd never get. The daughter they actually loved. The show was over. Have you ever felt invisible in your own family? Drop a below. 3 days of silence. Then my phone lit up. Mom, Angie. Brittany's sweet 16 is next month. The venue needs a $2,200 deposit by today, or we lose it. Can you Venmo? You know how important this is. Love you. I read it once. Twice. 3 times. Not how was graduation. Not sorry we missed it. Not even a hello. Just a price tag. Like I was a vending machine that dispensed cash when you pressed the right guilt buttons. My hand started shaking. Not from sadness but something darker. Something that tasted like poison and clarity mixed together. I opened my banking app. Scrolled through 4 years of transactions. $800 mom's car payment. $1,200, Brittany's prom dress and limo. $500, emergency vet bill for a dog I've never met. $3,400 mom's temporary rent help that became permanent. $47,000. I worked 3 jobs through college. Lived on ramen and rejection. Skipped meals so I could send money home because family takes care of family. But family also shows up. My thumb hovered over Venmo. That app had become my love language, the only way I knew how to matter to them. Every transaction was a desperate whisper. Please see me. Please love me. Please let me belong. I typed $2,200. Stared at it. Deleted it. Typed $1. Added a note. Congrats. My finger trembled over the send button like I was detonating a bomb. As I was blowing up 22 years of being the good daughter, the reliable one, the emergency contact who never got called for anything but emergencies that required money. Send. The transaction went through with a cheerful little ding. I blocked the sound but I felt it in my bones, the snap of something irreparable breaking. Then I did something I should have done years ago. I called a locksmith. How soon can you change my locks? I can be there in an hour. Make it 30 minutes. I'll pay extra. While I waited, I sat on my kitchen floor, diploma propped against the wall, and laughed. Not the happy kind, the kind that comes when you realize the punchline of a joke you've been living inside. I wasn't their daughter. I was their retirement plan. Would you have sent the $1? Or something else? Tell me below. The locksmith left at 9 p.m. New deadbolt. New keys. New life. I turned off my phone. Not blocked them, just stopped. And that's when the messages started flooding in. I watched them pile up on my laptop. A message synced like a digital avalanche I was observing from behind bulletproof glass. Mom, 9:47 p.m. Angela, is this a joke? Mom, 9:51 p.m. Call me right now. Brittany, 10:02 p.m. WTF. Mom is crying. Mom, 10:15 p.m. After everything I've done for you. I raised you, fed you, gave you a home. I almost laughed. She gave me a home the same way a landlord does, with conditions and eviction threats. Mom, 10:47 p.m. You're being selfish. This is Brittany's one special day. One special day. Brittany had 3 birthday parties last year. I got a text that said HB 2 days late. The messages kept coming. I made popcorn and watched the meltdown like a Netflix series I'd accidentally starred in. Mom, 11:23 p.m. I'm coming over tomorrow. We need to talk about your attitude. That one made my blood freeze then boil. My attitude? My attitude was 4 years of silence while they made me the family ATM. My attitude was graduating alone while they shopped for party dresses. I opened a drawer I hadn't touched in years, stuffed with birthday cards I'd saved like evidence of love. I pulled one out. Brittany's 14th birthday. Mom had written inside. To my precious angel, you light up every room. Love, Mom. I found mine from the same year. Happy birthday. M. No precious. No angel. Not even love. Just a signature like she was approving a work memo. I took every card, every photo where I was cropped to the edge or missing entirely, every screenshot of ignored texts, and spread them across my living room floor. This was my evidence. My archaeological dig through a childhood that never loved me back. At 2 a.m. my laptop pinged. Family group chat renamed to, "We need to talk about Angela." I read the thread. 17 messages. Every single one painting me as ungrateful, cruel, mentally unstable. Not one person asked if I was okay. I closed the laptop, poured myself water, and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Free. They created a group chat about her without her. Have you ever been talked about instead of talked to? I didn't sleep. I calculated. By sunrise, I had 4 years of bank statements printed and highlighted. Every Venmo. Every emergency. Every guilt trip that came with a dollar amount attached. $847. Car broke down, need it for work. $1,200. Brittany made honor roll, she deserves that dress. $2,100. Rent's due and I'm short, you know how tight things are. $680. Emergency root canal. I'm in so much pain. $47,360. I cross-referenced the dates. Mom's car broke down the same week she posted Instagram photos at a spa resort. The emergency root canal happened during her dental insurance coverage period. I checked. Brittany's honor roll celebration dress cost more than my entire semester's wardrobe. Every single request was a lie. My phone buzzed. I turned it back on, but on Do Not Disturb. Notifications stacked like a digital crime scene. 47 missed calls. 89 text messages. 12 voicemails. I listened to one voicemail. Just one. Angela Marie Reed, you will not disrespect me like this. I am your mother. You owe me everything. I didn't raise you to be this selfish, ungrateful. Delete. Owe her everything. I'd given her everything. And she couldn't even show up for 3 hours. That afternoon my Ring doorbell started buzzing. I checked the camera from my couch. Mom. Standing on my doorstep in her. I need to speak to the manager. Outfit, designer purse, yoga pants that cost $140, oversized sunglasses. She knocked. Pounded. Rang the bell 17 times. Angela. I know you're in there. I sipped my coffee and watched her performance through the app. She pressed her face to the window, cupped her hands around her eyes like a child at a toy store. You can't ignore your family forever. I could. I absolutely could. She left a note taped to my door. We raised you better than this. Family is everything. Call me before you destroy this family forever. Mom. I took a photo of the note, added it to my evidence folder labeled Exhibit G. Emotional manipulation. Then I did something that felt like swallowing glass and freedom at the same time. I called a lawyer. I need to discuss financial exploitation and possible identity fraud, I said, voice steady as a surgeon's hand. Can you come in tomorrow? I'll be there at 9 a.m. The hunt wasn't revenge. It was archaeology. Digging up the truth they'd buried under 22 years of guilt. She lawyered up. Would you? Or would you still try to fix things? The lawyer's office smelled like leather and consequences. Walk me through the timeline, Attorney Chun said, fingers steepled, eyes sharp. I laid out the spreadsheets, the screenshots, the messages. 4 years of financial bleeding documented in Excel and desperation. She nodded, taking notes. This establishes a pattern of exploitation. Do you have access to your credit report? Why would I need? Pull it. Right now. Her tone made my stomach drop. I opened my laptop, logged into annualcreditreport.com, and entered my information. The page loaded. 3 credit cards I'd never opened. A car loan for a vehicle I'd never seen. $23,000 in debt I didn't know existed. The room started spinning. When? My voice cracked. When were these opened? Attorney Chun leaned forward, reading. 2 cards 3 years ago. 1 card in the loan 18 months ago. All with your social security number. All linked to your mother's address. My hands went numb. That's identity theft, she said quietly. That's a felony. I couldn't breathe. The $47,000 I'd willingly sent wasn't enough. She'd been stealing from my future too. There's something else, I whispered, remembering. My grandmother died 4 years ago. She left me money for college. I never got it. Attorney Chin's eyes narrowed. Do you have documentation? I pulled up my email, hands shaking. Searched Grandma Rose's estate. Found a forwarded email from 3 years ago. One I'd never seen in my original inbox. Someone had accessed my email, forwarded the estate lawyer's letter to themselves, then deleted it from my account. The subject line: Estate Distribution, Rose Patterson, $15,000 Educational Trust Fund. I clicked the forwarded message. It had been sent to Mom's email address. She intercepted it. I breathed. She stole my inheritance. Attorney Chun was already typing. I'm requesting documents from the estate lawyer. If she forged your signature or claimed distribution rights fraudulently. She looked up. Angela, your mother didn't just exploit you. She robbed you. Systematically. For years. The walls felt like they were closing in. Every birthday she forgot. Every graduation she skipped. Every time she called me selfish for hesitating to send money. It wasn't neglect. It was strategy. I was never her daughter. I was her mark. Her long-term investment plan. Her personal ATM with a guilt trip PIN code. What do? I whispered. Attorney Chun slid a document across the desk. Police report. Sign here. $23,000 in stolen identity debt. Would you press charges against your own mother? I sat in my car outside the police station for 20 minutes, staring at the unsigned report in my lap. Press charges. Against your own mother. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. Angela? It's Marcus. Your cousin. Can we talk? Marcus. Mom's sister's kid. I hadn't seen him in 3 years. Not since Thanksgiving, when he caused a scene and got uninvited from future holidays. How did you get my number? I've had it. Been watching from a distance. Heard your mom's version of what happened. Figured it was time you heard mine. We met at a coffee shop across town. He looked older, tired. Like he'd survived something. She's telling everyone you had a mental breakdown, he said, sliding into the booth. That you're stealing from her now. That she's terrified of you. I laughed, sharp and bitter. Of course she is. She did the same thing to my mom. Marcus pulled out his phone, scrolled through screenshots. 6 years ago. Borrowed $30,000 for medical bills. Turned out she was funneling it to pay off credit cards she'd opened in my mom's name. My chest tightened. What happened? My mom pressed charges. Your mom cut off the entire side of the family. Told everyone we were the abusers. That we abandoned her in her time of need. He looked up. Half the family still won't talk to us. But your mom got justice? She got restitution. Took 4 years and destroyed her credit. But she got free. He leaned forward. Angela. I'm telling you this because you need to know. She won't stop. She won't apologize. She'll burn you to save herself every single time. I showed him my evidence folder. The spreadsheets. The credit cards. The intercepted inheritance. His jaw clenched. Jesus. She evolved. Will you testify? The words came out before I could stop them. If this goes to court? Marcus didn't hesitate. I'll testify. My mom will too. You're not alone in this. Something cracked open in my chest. Not hope exactly, but something close. Validation. Why are you helping me? I whispered. Because 3 years ago I was sitting where you are. Wondering if I was crazy. If I was the monster she said I was. He reached across the table, tapped my evidence folder. You're not crazy. You're not cruel. You're just done. I signed the police report that night. With witnesses. Marcus showed up when her own family wouldn't. Who's been your Marcus? Tag them below. The panic attack hit at 3 a.m. I woke up drowning in my own sheets. Mom's voice echoing in my skull. You'll destroy this family. Brittany will suffer. This is all your fault. What if she was right? I grabbed my phone with shaking hands. Scrolled through Brittany's Instagram. She'd posted a story 2 hours ago. Why is my life falling apart over a black screen? Guilt wrapped around my throat like a noose. Brittany was only 15. She didn't open those credit cards. She didn't steal the inheritance. She was just there. A kid who got spoiled because mom needed a trophy daughter. What if I'm punishing the wrong person? Before I could think, I dialed mom's number. She answered on the first ring. Like she'd been waiting. Angela. Her voice was soft. Broken. The version she used when manipulation wore a gentle mask. Baby, please. Let's just talk. Just us. I know I haven't been perfect, but I'm your mother. Just admit what you did, I whispered. The credit cards. Grandma's money. Just admit it. That's all I need. Silence. Then. You've always been jealous of your sister. My blood turned to ice. This is sick, Angela. Creating fantasies because you can't handle that Brittany's special and you're not. The words landed like bullets. I raised you. Sacrificed everything. And this is how you repay me. With lies and lawyers. I should have hung up. Should have recognized the trap. Instead, I heard myself say, I'm sorry. Then I stopped. Heard what I was about to do. Apologize. For being stolen from. For being erased. For existing. No, I said. Voice steady. I'm not. I hung up. Blocked her number. And kept the police report active. She almost apologized to her abuser. Ever caught yourself doing that? The knock came 5 days later. Not at my door, at hers. I wasn't there. Marcus sent me the video his mom recorded from across the street. 2 detectives. Badges out. Mom opening the door in her robe. Face transforming from confusion to rage in real time. Mrs. Reed, we need to discuss some credit accounts and estate documents. The investigation moved fast once they started digging. Forged signatures on the inheritance release. My social security number on applications I'd never touched. Bank transfers that painted a 4-year timeline of systematic theft. They asked me to come to the station for a victim statement. Mom was already there. We sat in separate rooms, but I could hear her voice through the walls. Shrill, indignant, victimized. She gave me permission. She's lying because she's jealous. This is a witch hunt. Detective Morrison sat across from me, sliding documents forward one by one. Is this your signature? No. This one? No. Did you authorize these credit card applications? Never saw them until last week. He leaned back. Ms. Reed, your mother claims you have a history of mental instability. That you're doing this for attention. Something in me snapped straight. Detective, I have 4 years of bank records showing I sent her $47,000 while working 3 jobs through college. I have text messages, voicemails, and witnesses. She didn't come to my graduation, but texted 3 days later asking for $2,200. I met his eyes. Does that sound like I'm the unstable one? He closed the folder. No, ma'am. It doesn't. In the hallway afterward, Mom saw me. Our eyes locked. She opened her mouth to rage, to guilt, to manipulate one last time. I walked past her. said nothing. That silence was louder than any scream. She didn't yell, didn't argue, just walked away. The ultimate power move. 6 months later. My apartment had plants now. Real ones, alive, thriving. Turns out when you stop pouring energy into people who drain you, you have enough left to grow things. The court ordered restitution. Mom didn't go to jail. First offense, paid back portions, claimed misunderstanding. But her reputation? Scorched earth. The family knew. Her friends knew. Brittany knew. My little sister sent one text. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. I stared at it for 3 days. Never responded. Maybe one day. Maybe never. Forgiveness wasn't something I owed anyone, not even myself. Marcus and his mom came to my housewarming. Dr. Patel brought wine. My coworker Jenna brought her kids. Small gathering. Chosen family. People who actually showed up. I started a blog. Dear Invisible Daughters. Stories of financial abuse, narcissistic families, the daughters who funded everyone else's dreams while their own died quietly. It went viral in 2 weeks. 30,000 followers. Hundreds of messages. This is my story. I thought I was alone. Thank you for saying it out loud. One evening, scrolling comments, I saw a notification. Diane Reed 47 requested to follow you. My cursor hovered over accept. One click and she'd see everything. Every word. Every truth she tried to bury. I thought about it for exactly 5 seconds. Then clicked decline. Closed my laptop. Sipped my tea. The difference between revenge and boundaries? Revenge wants them to hurt. Boundaries just want peace. I didn't need her to suffer. I just needed her to stay away. Outside my window, the city hummed. My phone buzzed, Jenna asking about brunch tomorrow. I smiled. For the first time in 22 years, my life wasn't about them. It was about me. And that was the sweetest revenge of all. Was this justice or revenge? Drop your thoughts below. And if you've ever cut off toxic family, you're not alone. Thanks for watching my story to the end. Please subscribe for more interesting revenge stories.